everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be creating this beautiful Moonlamp e-commerce site. In this video we'll be building out the front end with Next.js, Framer Motion, Tailwind, Zustand, and Stripe. Next video we'll be adding a backend to this website. So let's get started on this project. Alright, so I hope you guys are ready for this long project. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to be doing the front end in this video, and we're going to do the back end next video. So yeah, head over to Next.js and copy this code, the create app, next app, and head over to your project, paste it in. I'm going to add a dot after mine because I want it created in the folder that I'm currently in. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. And for TypeScript, we are going to be using TypeScript. ESLint, no. Tailwind, of course. Source directory, no. App router, yes. Import alias, yes. And we're going to be using the @ symbol, so make sure you choose that one. So let that install, and we also going to install the rest of our packages while we're here as well. So we're going to be installing Zustand, Stripe, Framer Motion, and I believe that's it for now. But once we hit the back end, we're going to be installing Clerk.js, Prisma, and all that other stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and do an npm I Zustand, and we also going to do an npm I Framer dash motion. Make sure I spell it right. Alright, so install that one, and last but not least, we're going to do an npm I Stripe. I'm not sure we should do Stripe.js, but just do Stripe for now. I think we're going to need all of them. We need Stripe.js and Stripe as well. Alright, so now that's that. We're gonna get our project ready. So first thing we're going to do actually is head over to our app, and we can delete the favicon. I like cleaning up all my folders because it's going to be so many folders and so many files. So the cleaner we can get it, the better. The global CSS, we can remove all of this and here. Make sure you keep the Tailwind base components and utilities. In the layout, we're going to come back to that one. The page, we can select all and delete, and you can do RAFE and do a little snippet. And if you guys don't know what that snippet is, that is an extension called ES7. I always forget it. I say it every single video, but I always forget it. That sucks. Alright, so it's ES7 plus React Redux React Native snippet. So download this snippet and you'll have access to the snippet that I just used. RAFE or RAE or something like that. It's a bunch of them. So we got that one. I'm actually going to change this to home instead of page. So let's change this to home and just keep it like that for now. All right, so let's head over to our layout, and we're going to be doing some work in this. So first thing, let's go ahead and change our font because we don't want enter. We're going to change this to Poppins. And if you guys aren't familiar with Next.js fonts, so easy to add a font. Actually, I honestly think it's easier to add it the old natural way with just copy and paste in the code, but Next.js got built-in fonts that you can use, so just use this, the Next.js, and change that to Poppins. And then down here, we're going to change this to Poppins as well. All right, and you can delete this subset. We're going to be changing this. We're going to do, actually, keep that subset. Let's go back. Keep that and put a comma. And we're going to do weight. And we're going to do 400. 500 and 700. All right, and we also gonna need the style as well. We're gonna use italic. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I used italic, so we don't even need. Actually, let's just put it just in case. So we'll have to come back. Let's do normal, and then we're also gonna do italic. Like that. All right, let that save, and we can make this look a little bit better, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't, once I save it, it'll probably change back. Watch. Let's see. Oh, okay. Save. All right, perfect. All right, so that's that. And metadata, we're actually going to change this. So this is basically this little tab that we're going to be seeing. See how it says Next.js by Versal. So we're going to change ours to Moonlamp. And this is for SEO purposes. So Moonlamp. And you can just write something here, e-commerce website with moon lamps. I don't know, you probably want to be more descriptive than this, but all right. So e-commerce website with moon lamps. And down here for our font, so we did enter that class name. We want to change this to Poppins that class name. We gotta change this up here to Poppins, lowercase, and then change this to Poppins, like that. And let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you guys could see that. All right, cool. So that's everything for our layout for now. We're gonna be coming back to this once we start our navbar and stuff. All right, so let's head over to our Tailwind config because we're going to be doing some stuff in this as well. So extend background image. We want to keep this because we're going to be making like a little parallax effect for one of our components. So let's change this to parallax, like that. And we can remove all of this inside of here. Let me think. Yeah, remove this like that. And we're gonna do single quotes. We're gonna do URL, and then inside of these parentheses we're gonna do double quotes. And this is where we're gonna put our image, but we don't have the image yet, so let's just do // public, because it's gonna be in the public folder. And we're gonna do parallax.jpg. Okay, and then so that's our background image. So after this, we're gonna have our colors, and I'm just gonna copy this over from here and just paste it in here. So this, we're gonna have our primary color, secondary color, dark, and primary BG. But I actually might change this. I don't know why I did primary BG. We're just gonna do this BG BG. Now that's all right. Let's do background like that. All right, cool. So we got our color. So make sure you set it up just like this: colors, and then primary, secondary, background, and dark. All right, so that's our Tailwind config. We can close out of that. And now we're gonna head over to our next config, and we're gonna do a little bit of stuff in here. Open it up right quick if I can find it. All right, so here we're gonna add, we gotta put our images, because if you use images outside of Next.js, like, so if you were using Stripe, we gotta basically import it into this config. So inside of here, we're going to, why does it, are we using the app? Okay, got it. All right, so next config, we're gonna do images like that, and then in here we're gonna do domains, and in here this is where you add your domains. So we're gonna add files.stripe.com. So all the files from Stripe, we get to use the images from those. All right, so that's that, and we can close out a config. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else before we start our navbar? Actually, let's go ahead and create a, so it's going to do it now. We're going to do a .env.local file. All right, so we're going to do that, and let's go ahead and create all our folders as well. For now, we're going to do a component folder inside of our app. So components, And we also gonna have inside of our components, we're gonna have another folder named UI, like that. All right, and so that's that. So yeah, I think we're ready to start. We want to have a bunch of folders, but that's just the start. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started, guys, on the Navbar. All right, so let's go ahead and start the Navbar. But before we do that, actually, make sure you guys go ahead and download all of our project images. The link will be in the description for this folder. So it's just all of our project images that we'll be using. So yeah, so inside of our component, let's go ahead, our component folder, let's go ahead and create our Navbar component, navbar.tsx. All right, and go ahead and use the snippet that we got now, RAFE. If it works, sometimes it don't work for some reason, I don't know why. All right, there we go. Remove React from React. All right, so I'm trying to figure out where to start because there's so much code, because you know, the back end and everything, and then like I said, I'm trying to split this video into two, so bear with me. All right, so let's go ahead and do an npm run dev, get our project started. Probably should have did this first, actually, make sure we don't got any errors. Let's go to localhost 3000. All right, let that load up and get it back over to our Navbar. Oh, my computer goes so slow. All right, there we go. So we see page, nice. And that is our page, our home page right there. So since we got our Navbar component, actually, let's head over to our layout and go ahead and import it here. Import Navbar components, and what we want to do is put it right on top of our children Navbar, like that. Now we should see it. All right, Navbar, yep, right there, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this. So we're gonna import a few things. We forgot to we gotta install React icons. So let's head over to React icons and install this right quick. Install that, because we're gonna be using a bunch of icons in this project. Right, npm run dev. All right, cool. All right, so it's going to import everything we need for now. It's going to import use state. Yeah, use state. Let's import image from Next.js. We'll be using that, and we'll be using some icons as well. I'm just gonna copy this from over here. So we'll be using fi menu and md close from React icons, and you guys got to make sure you guys put the /fi and /md when using React icons. I remember when I first started, I tried to use React icons and I thought mine was broken because I just forgot to put the little slash there. So if you guys are using fi menu, you guys got to put React-icons /fi. So make sure you guys do that. And let's go and import our logo. So import logo from we're using the import alias, so you guys can do @ and then do slash and go down to our public and then do another slash, and we should see Moonlamp logo. All right, so we got our logo, and we also gonna be using 2 more icons from React icons. So we're using BS cart 4 and BS fill bag heart. All right, so we got all our imports, but I'm actually gonna clean this up a little bit. I like, because it's gonna be so many imports, so I like actually organizing my imports. So I'm going to put a comment, and this is going to be my icons down here. Those are my imports, icons, and then up here is going to be my React and Next imports. All right, so it's going to be like use state, the image tag, and then here it's going to be my images. Okay. All right, cool. So we got our, and we also going to have another one. It's going to be Zustand imports once we do that, but we're not doing that right now. All right, so down here, let's go ahead and write some JSX. So do that, and we're gonna do a nav component. I mean, not a nav component, but a nav HTML element, and it's gonna have a class name of py3, which is padding top and bottom, and we're gonna do a div inside of this. And let me close out of this on my other monitor real quick so I can see everything. And this div is going to have a class name of width 89%, a margin of auto, a display of flex, justify between, and an item center, and a max width of 1400 pixels, like that. So we're not going to see anything. Actually, we are. We should see. Oh, we forgot to start our server again. Oh, we did. Let's go and refresh. So we should see Navbar have like a oh, we don't have any content in there actually. So let that load up. All right, so inside of this div, we're gonna have our, import our logo. So we're gonna do image. So we're using an image tag from from Next.js. So this takes a bunch of props. You guys can go to the docs if you guys want to see what it takes. But we're going to be using the source, obviously, and this is going to have logo. And we got to do width. And the width is going to be 200. The height is going to be 200. And the alt is going to be Moonlamp logo. Or you could just do logo actually. All right, so that's our logo, and let's see if we can see it. Refresh, and we don't see it for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Nice. And I actually made this in Photoshop, by the way. I think it looks really cool. All right, so after our logo, we're gonna have our UL. And this UL is going to have a class name of, how am I going to do this? Actually, before we do that, let's set some state, because so we won't get confused. So on top of this, let's do a const open mobile menu, and then a set open mobile menu, and the default value on this is going to be use state and false. All right, so now for our UL, we're going to have a class name, but instead of double quotes, we're going to do brackets, because we're going to do backticks, and we're going to do an MD flex item center, a gap of 8, a medium of static, position absolute for the default, and text gray 600. All right, so that's that. So still inside of our backticks, we're going to do a $, and then another bracket like that. So this is where we're gonna use conditional rendering. So we're gonna do, so if it's open menu, so if our state, so if this is true, we want the class name to be top of 12, a py of 10, so that's padding top and bottom, a width of full, a bg of our background color like that, left of 0, text center, a space y of 10. So this is something that I just learned recently. This is like giving space to all of, it's going to give space to all of our LIs, this line of code. So I think this basically gives space to all of the child elements, if I'm not mistaken. So that way you don't have to put margin top and bottom on each of the LIs. So I think that's what that does. Text white, and we're gonna do a drop shadow of LG like that, and we also gonna give this a Z of 20. All right, cool. So we got if mobile menu is true. So now we need an else. So if it's not true, we just want it to be hidden. That's all. Oh, not hidden. We want it to be hidden like that. All right, so we shouldn't see anything because we don't have anything inside of our UL, but that is going to be our class name for the UL. So inside of our UL now we're going to have our li, and we get our first error. So we're using use state inside of this component, so we need to switch this to a client component. We got to do use client like that, and that should get rid of that. So let's head back over to our code and do li, and we probably should use the Next.js link tag actually too. So let's go ahead and import that. Let's go import. Trying to think, should we? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So let's do the link tag, and so inside of this li, we're going to do a link like that, and this takes href, I believe, and this is just going to be lead us back home for now. And let's fix this up a little bit. All right, so this one's just going to say shop like that, and yeah, so that's it for that. Let's see if we see it. Refresh, and we're actually going to copy this 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to change the name. So shop, we did more info for frequently asked questions, and contact. A little bit different, you know, I never seen these type of links. Normally it's like about us, contact us, pricing and all that stuff. So I think it's a little bit different. So let's refresh right quick. So those are our links. So let's see if this if our class name works. So actually, okay, let's see. So let's go ahead and go down to medium. So it should disappear, as you can see, and that's because this medium, so Tailwind is mobile first. So as you can see, we got position absolute, so that's our default, so that's going to be on mobile. So on mobile is position absolute, but on medium screens and up it is position static. So that's giving us, so once it hit medium, it goes back to static and we can see it, and once it hit mobile, it goes to position absolute, but we can't see it now because we don't have, our open mobile menu is false. So let's actually switch this to true and let's see if we can see it. So we switched that to true, and now let's see if we can see it. Let's refresh. So now we can see it, you see? So now we need to make a button to toggle this from true to false, and that's going to be our icons there that we're gonna that we imported. So md close and fi menu. You can see, as you can see, it is still there. So let's go and switch this to false, back to false. All right. So right after our UL, this is where we're gonna have, actually we're gonna have our cart and stuff. So let's go do a div, and this div is going to have a class name of flex, a gap of 4, item center, a text of primary, I believe. Yeah, primary, and a margin left of auto, and for MD, for medium screens and up, we're gonna do a margin left of 0, like that. All right, so this is where we're gonna have our BS cart. So the BS cart 4, and we're also gonna have our BS fill bag heart as well. All right, so let's see if we can see that. Refresh. All right, and let's actually wrap these inside of divs, so that way we can give them on clicks. Actually, I don't think we got to do that. So I've seen somebody actually add an on click to React icons. I think we can add an on click onto this. So we're gonna try that actually. All right, so we got that. We do want to change the size actually. Let's change the size to 20. The size 20, and we can just copy this over like that. All right, cool. So that's that for now. I do want to, I'm trying to think. I think we actually should add a div around these, because I do want to make this position position relative, because we're gonna have a number on top of our cart showing that our cart length. So I do want to add a div around this. Let's do that. And same with our wish list as well. And so instead of text primary, let's do text secondary. Like that. See how that looks. Doesn't look too good right there. Let's refresh. And I just want to go look at my Tailwind config right quick to see. Or maybe it's dark. Maybe we should change it to dark. I think that'll look better. Let's do that. So head back over to our Navbar and let's change this to text dark. Like that. All right, cool. All right, so after this div here, we're going to have another div, and this is going to hold our menu icons to show that it's on or off. But before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and create our function to toggle this state. So let's do a const, let's do mobile menu handler. It's going to be an arrow function, and the only thing we're going to do is set our open mobile menu to toggle open mobile menu. That's it. And then down here, so after this div, we're going to have another div, and this is going to have a class name of MD hidden and a margin left of 4. All right, and we also going to give this our on click, and it's going to be our mobile menu handler function. All right, so in here we're going to render some more stuff conditionally. So make sure you do brackets, and we're going to do, so if it's not open mobile menu, so you can either do it either way around. So if it's not, so if open mobile menu is false, we're going to return fi menu like that, and we're going to change the size here in a second. And then else, we're just going to show MD close. I probably confuse you guys with that. Let's actually change it. So if mobile menu is true, we want to show MD close. All right. So we're going to show the X. But if it's false, we're going to show our mobile menu. So it's going to be FI menu like that. All right. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys. And we are going to change the size. Let's do a size of 25 like that for each one. All right, cool. All right, so let's see if this works. Let's go ahead and refresh and go ahead and open. Resize our page. So there we go. Our menu shows, and let's click it. And as you can see, the X, that changed the size on that. All right, change the size. And the text is a little bit too white. It doesn't fit in. Let's actually change the text to text dark like that. Maybe that'll look a little bit better. Refresh. Did I do it right? There we go. All right, cool. I think that looks good. We probably should style this up a bit. Let's do a class name of text bold, maybe, or font. Let's do font medium. Let's just see how that looks. Oh, there it goes. All right. I think that looks better. Let's do that for all of them. I wonder if I put it on a parent element, will it work for? Do a font medium for that and see if that works. Oh no, it worked. Nice. All right, so let's remove this one. Not that class name. Like that. All right, yeah, it looks way better. All right, nice. All right, so we got our menu, and we're gonna come back to this file because we do want to make it sticky to the top. You know, once we scroll and stuff like that, and also cancel scroll once we have the menu open as well. So we're gonna come back to this, but I say we go ahead and start our header now. Our hero section. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to get everything in place, and then we'll go back and go over some things that we haven't done yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the hero section. All right, so inside of the component folder, let's go ahead and create a hero component. Hero.tsx, and use our little snippet. So this component should be pretty fast. So we're just going to import image from Next.js, and then import our hero image. We'll do hero image from we going public / wonder why it's not Moonlamp. Wonder why it's not auto completing. The Moonlamp hero.png. Alright, there we go. Alright, and let's head down to our page, and we're going to import it here on our home page. So do fragments, and then we're going to import hero like that. Alright, so inside of this hero, so we should see hero now instead of page. Refresh. Oh, we're getting, oh, okay, scared me for a second. All right, so we see hero. All right, so let's go ahead and write some JSX, and we're gonna do a div, and this div is gonna have a class name of BG background, and a PY of 10, padding top and bottom. All right, and then we're gonna have our inner div. So this is gonna be a class name of width 89%. A margin of auto, and we're using grid. I've been using grid a lot lately. Grid, and for large screens and up, we have a grid cal 2, and by default it's going to be a grid first medium. For mobile, we have a grid cal 1. All right, and then item center, and a max width of 1400 pixels. I've been using this same trick for all my projects. It's so nice, making the width 89%, giving a margin of auto, and giving a max width. It just makes it perfect, and everything lines up in a page flow. Like, it just looks so much better. So max width 1400, and we also give it a gap of 20. All right, so inside this div, we're gonna have an h1, and this is gonna have a class name of text 5XL, a font of bold, a text of dark. All right, and I'm just gonna copy this over from here. It's illuminate your world, discover Moonlamp magic. I went to ChatGPT and asked for a heading for a Moonlamp e-commerce site, and this is what it came up with. It's not bad. And for a p tag, a little paragraph, this is just gonna have a class name of margin top 5 and a text of primary, I believe. I'm trying to, because I didn't do this Tailwind config thing for my project, so I gotta see to make sure. So 7, 7, 8. All right, so yeah, I think it's secondary actually. Head back over, and it's gonna be text secondary, like that. And in here, it's gonna be a little paragraph with every purchase, blah blah blah. Yeah, there we go. Remove that. I hate when that happens. All right, we'll copy that over, and let's see how that looks. Refresh. It's looking good, looking good. I don't know why it takes so long. Okay. All right, so cool. I think we were supposed to wrap this in a div. So yeah, let's wrap this in a div. The H1 and the P. So this will be our left side. Let's wrap that in a div. So right under this P, we're gonna have 2 buttons, and this is gonna be in a div itself as well. So we're gonna give this a class name of flex, a gap of 5, and a margin top of 8. And we're gonna have 2 buttons in here, so button and button, like that. All right, so the first button is gonna say more info, if I can spell it right. More info. And the second button is gonna say buy now. All right, see how that looks. Give this a quick refresh. All right, cool. The buttons aren't even showing. It's like showing like the last. There we go. Whew, I need to upgrade computers, man. Sheesh. All right, so this is going to have the first one's going to have a class name of BG primary, a PY of 2, a PX of 5, a rounded XL, and a text of white, like that. All right, so we can just copy this class name and paste it onto the second button, and just change it from BG primary to BG secondary, like that. And let's refresh. All right, there we go. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do our image now. Right after this div here. So 2 divs down. All right, we're gonna do a div, and this is gonna have a class name of flex on large screens and up. We're gonna do a justify end, and for mobile, it's gonna be justify center, and then item center like that. And then in here, we're just gonna add our image. So it's gonna be source. What did I name it? Hero image, I believe. Hero image. And the width is going to be 600. The height is going to be 600. And the alt is just gonna say hero. And I'm gonna do loading. I just learned about this, loading lazy. Not sure. I know what it does, but I don't know if it's going to work the way that I want it to work. I added it on my project, but I think I was supposed to remove it. Let's see. Let's refresh. All right, there we go. And I also made this image in Photoshop as well. Photoshop skills on point, bruh. All right, so we can actually take off loading lazy, because like I said, I'm still learning about the props that come with the image tag. There's another one called placeholder, and you can do like blur or something like that. And watch this. So when you refresh, you're gonna see like a blur. Let's see. So as you can see, it's weird. It's not. It's just showing the blur of the entire div, I believe. Oh, what the hell? It doesn't even go away. Okay. Let's remove that. I think once you add loading lazy, though, I think that's when it goes away. Let's see. Oh, it went away before I even added that. So let's just remove those. But like I said, you guys can go to the docs and check out the props with this image component, the built-in image component. But yeah, that's it for the hero section. Let's go ahead and so instead of doing the info section now, we're actually going to start the parallax section. So I'm skipping over the info section because I have to do a little bit of work on it. And so yeah, we're actually going to do the parallax section. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so instead of the parallax, decided we are just going to go ahead and do the feature section. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So inside of the components, we're going to create features. .tsx. All right, do a snippet of that, and let's go ahead and import it inside of our home page. Features. Why is it not auto completing? Okay, come on, computer, man. Features. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Let's remove that. All right, cool. Features. All right, so let's go ahead and do this now. Let me open it up there. All right, so we're gonna do some imports. First thing, we're gonna do imports. We're gonna do image from Next.js. We use this a lot. We're gonna import Moonlamp, our transparent Moonlamp. It's gonna be from at public slash transparent Moonlamp right there. And then we also going to import a React icon. We're going to import more React icons, but like I said, this section I didn't fill it with content yet, so we're just going to basically just duplicate this battery icon a few times. but I think in the end we'll go back and do that. So in the return, we're gonna have a section, and we get an error for some reason. Let's see. Where is this error coming from? Let's see. App components, features. Oh, computer just going slow. Wasn't an error. Oh my god. Alright, class name, py 5. Padding top and bottom for the section. And then we also got to do our little inner container. So same thing, class name width 89%. A margin of auto. A max width of 1400 pixels. And we're also using grid. For medium screens and up, we're going to do grid col 3. And for mobile, it's going to be grid col 1. Alright, and then item center. And justify item center. And we also want to give it a gap of 5. Alright. Let's go ahead. So inside of this div, we're going to have a classless div like that. And I'm trying to see how I did this. So I guess we'll do one side and then we'll do the other side as well. So that's what we'll do. So inside of this div, we're gonna have a UL, and this UL is just gonna have a class name of space y10. There we go, space y10, and it's gonna have a li like that. And inside this li, we're gonna have a div with a class name of flex, a gap of 2, item center, a text of XL, a font of bold, and a text of dark, like that. Alright, so we shouldn't see anything. We don't have any content in there yet. We just got a bunch of divs and LIs. Alright, so inside of this div, we're going to have a H3, and this is just going to say battery life, like that. And then underneath this H3, we're going to have another div, and inside of this div, we're going to have our BS battery charging icon, like that. All right, cool. So right underneath this battery charging icon, let's refresh and see if we can see everything first. So right after that, we're gonna have a p tag, and let me just go ahead and copy this lorem. All right, cool. Item center, make sure you spell items right. Wait, what the hell? Alright, there we go. Alright, item center, and so 2 divs down, actually 1 div down, so right underneath this, 2 divs down, so right underneath this one, we're gonna have a p tag, and in here it's gonna have some lorem like that. All right, so I'm trying to think, should we just copy this? So yeah, let's copy this. So we're gonna copy this 3 times, this li. So this li, so we got it, and copy it 1, 2 more times. All right, copy that, and right after, so we got our, so that's that, so that's our battery life. So right after this div here, this classless div, so scroll down, we're gonna have our image. It's gonna have a div, and this is going to have a class name of flex, a justify center, and an item center. And we're going to put our image here, image, source, gonna be Moonlamp. And the width is going to be 500. And the height is going to be 500 as well. And the alt is just going to be Moonlamp. Like that. Alright. So we should see a transparent Moonlamp here. I think it's actually going to be on this side. Oh no, it's grid call 3, so it should be here in the center. Alright, there we go. Alright, so to make this easier, we're just going to copy this classless div here. I'll copy this, the first one, so all of that, I'll copy it, and we're going to paste it right underneath our image div. I'm going to paste it right there. Alright. And I think we actually got to change a few things. Actually, I think it's just one thing. We just got to, instead of space Y10, we're going to add just text right like that. Alright, so we got that. I believe we got to add something to these H3s as well. So I believe we just got to add justify in to these class names, and that should just take care of that. So let's copy that. I'm gonna paste it to that one and paste it to the third one as well. All right, so let's take a look at this. So it looks good there, looks good there, looks good there, and yep, looks perfect. And like I said before, we're just gonna come back and fill this up with content maybe at the end of the project, but or you guys can change it yourself. You just basically just got to change the H3 and change the icon as well. So just find some features on it. I think that we'll probably do that at the end. So now it's time for our parallax effect, our parallax component. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's go ahead and do the parallax component. Let's go ahead and create that. I didn't restart my computer. I figured we'll knock out this component and then I might restart it. So component, I'm gonna make parallax. I did just order my food though. Order some Chipotle. Chipotle is probably one of my favorite places to eat. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I first ate Chipotle. I tried it when I was back in North Carolina. I want to say maybe 2017. I tried it for the first time. I fell in love with it, and I ended up eating it, I want to say 7 days in a row because it was so good. So yeah, create the parallax component and head over to the page. Parallax. All right, cool. So before we do this, make sure you guys went to the Tailwind config and did this little background image thing here, because we're gonna need it. Without this, it won't work. I made a quick video on how to do this. So this component is gonna be really fast. Let me go and open it up in my other monitor, because I kind of forgot. Got so many projects, man. I'm currently working on a vanilla HTML, CSS, and JavaScript like landing page for the beginners. I'm still a beginner myself, but yeah. So components, and where are you at? Parallax. Oh, I named it banner actually. Oh, we could just name ours parallax. All right, so we gotta do some imports. We're gonna do import. Actually, we don't got any imports. Wow. All right, cool. Do that. Close out of that. All right, cool. So do parentheses, and I'm gonna do a div. And this is going to have a class name of flex, item center, a justified center, height of 96, a BG of fixed, a BG of Parallax, that was the Parallax class that we added in Tailwind config, a BG of cover, and also a flex call like that. All right, cool. And our H1, we have H1 in here, and this is going to have a class name, of text 4XL, a font of bold, a text of white uppercase as well, a text of center, and also a drop shadow of 2XL like that. All right, so let's see if we can see this. Going to refresh. You know, this might take a second. All right, so yeah, we see it. Nice. So we don't have any content at the bottom of this right now. I mean, we could add some right quick, but I mean, we don't really need to. I know this worked. I tried it out. So yeah, as you can see, the parallax is right there. So we want to add some, like a little input in here. So we're going to have a div, and this is going to have a class name of BG white, a PY of 2, a PX of 4, flex, item center, a justify between, a border, and we're gonna do a border gray 200, and we're gonna do a rounded of 10 pixels, 10 px, and let me just spread this out a little bit more. 10 pixels. We're gonna do a margin bottom of 49 pixels like that, and we also give it a margin top of 10 like that. All right, that's that div. So inside this div, we're gonna have an input, and the type is gonna be text. Yeah, type's gonna be text. Actually, no, type's gonna be email like that. And input, and this is going to have a class name of outline none. We don't want it to have outline. A margin left of 5, a width of 200 pixels. For medium screens and up is going to have a width of 400 pixels. And we also going to have a placeholder as well of, I guess, enter your email. Enter your email ... like that. All right, cool. So let's see how this looks. So this space over here is where the button's gonna go. We got our div, placeholder. So right underneath this input, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna hold our button, our subscribe button. I wanted to say subscribe, and this button is going to have a class name of flex, item center. I don't think we need the flex and item center, so I did have an icon on this, that's why I made it flex, but I don't think we need it. A PY of 10 pixels, a PX of 26 pixels, a rounded of 80 pixels, a font of semi bold, a text, text of medium. Wait. Oh no, we don't need that. We already got the text semi-bold. So we want to do for medium screens and up, actually. MD. So medium screens and up, we're gonna do a text of large. So text LG. And then we're gonna do a text white. And for the background in this is gonna be our primary color. So PG primary. All right. And we also going to do a white space, no wrap, because we don't want it wrapping whenever we change screen size. And we also going to do, I think that's really it. Let's see where that gets us. All right, cool. So I think I know why I had flex. So we're going to just do a flex 1. And we're also going to do a W of fit like that. And what that's going to do is make it look way better. I mean, I guess it can stay like that for now. Alright, so subscribe. And I believe that's really it for this for now. Actually, we can't even see the H1. Oh, we didn't write anything inside the H1. That's why. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's going to be what it is. I was wondering why I was looking so plain. So yeah, that's it for this section. Let's go ahead and work on our product section. Create our product images and stuff like that, and then we'll do the cart after that. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and create a product component. Product.tsx and do RAFE. All right, so let's see, product. All right, so with this one, right as for now, we're just gonna we're not gonna use Stripe for now, because we haven't set up our cart state or anything yet. So we're just gonna go ahead and just build this out right quick. Just going to do use client and a few imports. We're gonna go ahead and import use state. And we're gonna import two icons from React Icons. It's gonna be AI fill star and AI outline heart from React Icons /AI. And we can also import motion from Framer motion. Motion from Framer motion, because we'll be adding some Framer motion to this section. All right, and we also going to import all of our images, also the image tag from Next.js, the image component. So I'm just going to copy this over and paste it in here like that. So you want to import image 1 from product image 1, image 2 from product image 2, and 3 or 4, and also import the Next.js image component as well. I want to put this up here. All right, cool. So we got all our imports. Let's go ahead and set some state. We're gonna do const current image and set current image. And the default value of this is going to be use state 0. And we're also going to make an array with our product images. We're going to do a const product images, and it's going to be an array, just image 1, image 2, image 3, and image 4. Like that. And for Framer motion, actually we'll have Framer motion at last. Let's go ahead and write some JSX. We're gonna do a section and with a class name of py20. And we also gonna do our inner container that we always do. class name with 89%. Margin of auto, a max width of 1400 pixels, grid, and do a grid cal 2. Grid cal 1 for default for mobile, and then for medium screens and up, we're going to do a grid cal 2. Grid cal 2. And we also going to do an item center and a gap of 5. All right, so I'm going to split this up from left side and right side. So let's see, now we should be able to get past, oh, we got to put it inside of our page. It's going to do that. Let's do product like that. And come on, don't let me down. It should be moving a little bit faster. There we go. All right, so product. All right, so in this div, we're gonna have, all right, I'm gonna split this up. So I'm gonna do left side and put a comment so we can know. All right, so we're gonna do left side. All right, so this is gonna be the left side of our product. So this is gonna be our like image gallery. It's gonna do a div. And it's going to have a class name of flex, gap of 4, and the items of center. And in this div, I have another div, and this is going to have a class name of flex, flex cal, and a gap of 4. All right. So in this flex column, we're going to map through our product images array. So we're going to do product images dot map, and we're going to take an image and index, do our little arrow function there. And instead of, it's like a muscle memory, I always do brackets, but we're returning JSX, so we got to do parentheses like that. And this is when we're going to return our Next.js image component, and we're going to put all our props in here. It's going to be a bunch of props. So we're going to do a key. Our key is going to be our index, because whenever you're mapping with React, you got to make sure you add this key tag. It won't give you an error. You can still I mean, it'll give you an error in the console, but it won't like give you an error on the screen. So it's not that, well, it kind of is a big deal, to be honest. So key, we're gonna do a source. Our source is gonna be image, and our width is going to be 100, and we're gonna have an on click, and this on click is just going to set our current image to our index like that. All right, and then our height is going to be 100, and our alt is just going to be product, just Moonlamp. I always struggle coming up with alt tags. And then our class name is just going to be rounded MD and cursor pointer like that. All right, so let's see if we can see these. Nice, perfect. That's exactly what we want. All right, so right after this closing div there, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna be our current image. So whenever we click these, it's gonna update our current image. So this is going to have a class name of flex and item center, and in here we're gonna have a div with just a classes div and image, a Next.js image component, and this is going to take a bunch of stuff as well. So our source is going to be product images current image like that, because we're setting the index up here whenever we click. So set current set current image to index. So we're current image is just going to be the index of this array. So if it's 0, it's going to be the first image. If it's 1, it's going to be image 2, and then 3, and then 4. Oh, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2. So it's just 3. Oh, it's just confusing sometimes. All right, we're gonna do a width of 480 and a height of 480, and then alt is just going to be main image, and class name is going to do a rounded of MD, like that. All right, so there we go. And once we click these, it should update our main image. And as you can see, we're gonna add some framer motion, because whenever we click on it, it just jumps right to it. Kind of want like a nice little animation whenever we click on these. So to do that, we're gonna go up here, and underneath our product image array, we're going to do a const image variant. And you can, if we was using a lot of animations on this project, it'll be better to split up all the animations into its own file. But since we're only using a little bit of animations, you can just put it inside the same file. But so we're gonna do an exit, and this is going to have opacity of 0. So once it exits, an opacity of 0 and a Y of 20. Make sure you add a comma. And you're also going to scale 0.98, comma, and then we're going to add a transition. And in here we're going to add a duration of 0.4, like that. All right, so that's our exit. Now we want to add our enter. And what we can do is just copy this basically and just switch up some of the values. So opacity is going to be 1, obviously. Y is going to be 0. Scale is going to be 1. And our transition is going to stay the same. And to add this animation with framer motion, you have to switch the div to motion div. So we're going to switch this one here. So we're going to do motion dot div, and we also need to add some stuff in here. So the initial is going to be exit, and then our animate is going to be enter, and then our exit is going to be exit. And then our variants, so our animations is going to come from that image variant function that we just made, or object that we just made. And then our key is just going to be current image, like that. So with that, we should have animation. There we go. As you can see, it kind of scales up a bit. I think that looks really nice. And you can play around with it. And framer motion got really good documentation, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys want to check them out, I like how you can literally look at the animations and copy some of the code, to be honest. Like this one, you can also toggle with it a little bit and copy this code. So if you wanted to animate like that, it's pretty cool, man, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I highly recommend framer motion. I really like them. So that's that. And now we need to do the right side. So 2 divs down, so this one, and we're going to label this right side, like that. All right, so we're going to do a div, and this is going to have a class name of text center. In here we're going to have a h2 with the class name of text4xl, and a font bold, and a margin bottom of 5. And here is going to be I was about to put name, but this is going to be our name. But for now, we could just do a wireless Moonlamp, like that. All right, so there we go. We see it. Under our H2, we're going to have a div, and this is going to have our stars, our ratings. So we're going to have a class name of flex, a gap of 1, a text of yellow 400, a justify of center, item center, and a margin bottom of 5. All right, and let's go ahead and copy that AI fill star component 5 times, like that. And let's copy this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Wonder why I was about to say, why is not yellow? All right, so then after the last one, we're gonna have a span, and it's just gonna say in parentheses 5.0 like that. Nice. All right, so after this div, we're gonna have another div, and it's just gonna have a class name of margin bottom 5, and it's just gonna take 2 spans. So it's gonna have a span that says 29, put a $sign, 29.99, like that, with a class name of text 2XL, a margin right of 3, and a font of bold, like that. All right, so that's our price. And let's just copy this and paste it again for our next span. And this one is going to be $49.99, but the class name is going to be a little bit different. So we can just remove all of this. We're going to do a text gray of 400 and line through, like that. Looks like it was, the price before is on sale. Probably should add like a little sale tag on this. Might do that, but not right now. All right, so that's a div. So after this div, we're gonna have a p tag. It's gonna be our description, class name of margin bottom 5, and I'm just gonna copy this lorem that I got here. All right. And then after this is going to be our add to cart buttons. So I'm not going to add these right now because we're actually going to create add to cart buttons in a separate folder in our UI folder. So they're going to be separate components. So I'm not going to add these right now. We're about to start setting up Zustand, our store, our cart store. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so in our root folder, we're going to create a folder called store. All right, if I can spell it right. Store. And we're going to create 2 files. So it's going to do use cart store .tsx. And we're also going to create one use wishlist store. .tsx. All right, so there will be a few TypeScript errors throughout the project. We're going to, after maybe at the end of this video, we'll just go through and fix all the TypeScript errors. So all right, so inside of our cart store, we're going to do import create, and this is going to be from Zustand, and then we're going to do an import persist, and this is going to be from Zustand / middleware. All right, so we're going to do a type cart state, In here we're going to do is open. So this is we kind of fixing some of the TypeScript stuff now. So we're going to do type. So is open is going to be a Boolean. Our cart is going to be an array. And then our add to cart function is going to take an item and return void. Don't get too I don't know the word to use, but don't get intimidated by this. This is just TypeScript. You probably didn't need to add this TypeScript to your project if you didn't want to. Toggle cart, and this is going to return void. And then last but not least, remove product. We're going to take in an item and return void, like that. All right, like I said, it's going to be TypeScript errors. We're going to fix all of them later. All right, so let's start our store. So we're going to do export const use cart store, and we're going to do create. And for TypeScript, we're going to do cart state like that, parentheses, and then another parentheses, and this is where we're going to put our state actually. So parentheses, and then we're going to do persist like that, and then in here is where we're going to put our set our state. So we're going to do a set like that. All right, so now we got to set the initial values of our state. So our cart is just going to be an empty array as the initial value. We'll do a comma, and then our is open. So this is going to toggle our cart. The initial value is going to be false, like that. All right, cool. So still inside this persist, make some room. Let me just add a comment there. We're just going to do set initial state like that, and then down here, this is where we're going to be setting our state. Setting state. No, that don't make sense. Set initial state and a setting state, but basically this is where the state is going to change. So maybe I should put change in state like that. All right, so toggle cart, our toggle cart function is going to be a function, of course, and we're just going to set our state. It's going to return, make sure you put brackets, is open state dot is open, like that. All right, so as you can see, is we're getting a bunch of errors on each line. To get rid of that, I think we just got to name our store. So 2 parentheses up, so right here underneath there, we're gonna add a name. Let's do name, and we could just name it cart store like that. All right, so that didn't get rid of the errors, and I think it's because we need I think we got to take in all of this stuff up here, if I'm not mistaken. So it's looking for all of this. So let's test this out. So let's remove this. I just want to see something right quick. Is open. No, let's just keep it. All right, so let's go ahead and do our add to cart function, and this one here is really complex. I'm just going to go ahead and type it all out, but before I do, I just wanted to explain it a little bit. So basically what this does is it's going to check and see if the item is already in our cart, and if it is, instead of it adding over and over again to the cart, it's going to increment it. So it's going to add +1 to it, And same with the remove function. Remove product is basically the same thing. It's going to check and see if it's in a cart. If it is, instead of it removing completely, it's just going to decrement it. So and we're also going to have decrement and increment buttons inside of our UI. So give the user the ability to increment it from the cart. So let's go ahead and add to cart. I'll add to cart, and this is going to take in item. Hopefully I don't mess up any of this code. It's a bunch of code, man. And we're gonna set 2 parentheses. We're gonna set our state, and this is when we're gonna return a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna do a const. Is this existing item? And it's going to equal state dot cart dot find cart item. It's going to return cart item dot ID, and then so if it triple equals the item ID, like that. All right, so this is basically checking. I mean, look at the name, existing item. All right, so that's our const. That's our existing item. So now we're gonna do our if. So if existing item, I'm gonna do a const updated cart, and it's gonna equal state dot cart dot map. Take in that cart item. All right, I don't know why it's red right now. I think it's so weird. All right, so cart item, and in here we're gonna return. So if it's cart item, we're gonna return an if statement. Gonna do if cart item dot ID triple equals our item ID. We're gonna return, and we're gonna do a spread operator. So dot 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 cart item comma quantity I always spell quantity wrong. Quantity cart item dot quantity +1, like that. All right, so basically what I said, we're checking to see if the item exists already in the cart, and if it does, we're just going to increment it but +1. All right, and then after this we're going to return our cart item. Okay, and we can, so after this one, now we're going to return our updated cart. So we're going to cart updated cart, like that. And now we need our else. So else, we're going to return our cart spread operator, our state dot cart, and then comma spread operator again, item, and then quantity 1, like that. So what this does is basically if it I think I did something wrong there. Hold on. So this is supposed to be all in one, yeah, like that. All right, so basically what it does is check and see if the item's already in a cart. If it is, it increments by 1, then it returns our updated cart. But if the item's not in a cart, it just makes the quantity 1. It's like that simple, but it looks so complex. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's that. And I'm actually just gonna copy the remove product one, because it's kind of similar. Just a few differences, but I'm just going to copy this over right quick. Make sure you add a comma right here, and then I'll paste that in there. Oh, it went away. Nice. All right, so this is the remove product one. Same thing. We got our const existing item. I believe it's a little bit different actually. And then here we're checking to see if it's an existing item, and we're checking our existing item quantity is over 1. So basically this is, if it's over 1, that's when this is going to fire, update a cart. But if it's less than 1, the item is just going to disappear from the cart. And that's what we got here, our filter cart. So you guys going to see this in action here in a few, once we fix up our cart component and add our decrement and increment buttons, because we add this state to our decrement and increment buttons, our add to cart and our remove cart as well. All right, so we need a comma down here. That's why this is erroring out down there, I think. Okay, now we're getting a bunch of error as well. All right, I noticed I was zoomed out a bit. Just want to show you guys the remove product, the one that I copied and pasted over from my GitHub. So just so you guys can get it right, and just going to scroll down, make sure you guys pause the video and just copy this set function here. All right, so, and I figured that we are not going to do the cart now. It's probably best to add our product to Stripe and stuff like that and start fetching our product. So head over to Stripe, make an account, and once you make an account, I believe you just gotta click on like new account, putting your company name, blah blah, and then get to this page where it shows your publishable key and secret key. And once you get these two keys, you want to go to your .env local file and just paste them in there. Make sure you keep these keys hidden. I'm going to change mine, so for all the hackers out there, good luck. But yeah, and plus it's just dummy account anyway, so I don't think they can really do much. But so yeah, paste it inside of your .env.local, and you can just go ahead and close this. We'll be using this once we add Prisma and clerk and all that in the next video. So this is our cart. We can close out of this for now. Wishlist store is kind of going to be the same thing as the cart, but we'll work on that a little bit later. Just trying to close out everything. All right, so on Stripe, you want to head over to more. Yours might look a little bit different. For some reason, my premium cap e-commerce site UI looks a little bit different than my Moonlamp one. See, this one looks different. See, and see, it shows the payments, the products. But when I head over to Moonlamp, it shows like a different UI. I don't know why. So you just want to head over to products or product catalog. That's what I gotta go to. And this is where we're gonna add our product. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one and just re-add it. So click on add product, and for the image, you can use that transparent image that we got in our public. Where is it? Downloads and transparent, like that. All right, we're not going to use this image anyway. We're going to use our own images. For the name, we're going to name it wireless Moonlamp, like that. And for the description, you don't got to put anything in there either, because we're using our own description. Just put NA, I guess. Standard pricing, one time. Make sure you click on one time, and the payment is going to be $29.99. And then you just click on save product. All right, so we got our product there. So we can actually close out of Stripe for now. So now we're gonna head over to our root folder, and we're gonna make a fetch product util function. So let's make a folder name utils, and we're actually gonna have a few of these files in here. We're gonna have, let me check, We're gonna have a fetch Stripe products, we're gonna have a format price, and we're also gonna have a total price as well. So let's go ahead and do the fetch product one first. And create a file called fetch Stripe products.ts. That's what I named it, yeah. All right, so this is gonna fetch all our products. So we're gonna import Stripe from Stripe. And we're gonna do an export const get products. And this is going to be an async function. And we're gonna do a const new. Oh, actually we're gonna do const Stripe. And this is going to be new Stripe. And this is going to take in our process env dot stripe underscore secret key. And for TypeScript, we're going to do as string like that. And then just also take another value. You got to do this like API version thing. And this is all inside of the docs, and that's should autocomplete. There we go. All right. So after that, we're gonna do a const products, and this is going to await Stripe dot products, and it should autocomplete once you got TypeScript and a product list like that. Actually, I think it autocompletes without TypeScript too. All right, so const product this, and make sure this is a, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna do a const product we're gonna just do const all products like that, and we're just gonna do await promise dot all. And in here, I'm gonna do products data map async. Take in our product, and we're gonna return some stuff. So we're gonna return prices. So when you're fetching products from Stripe, there's like a certain way you have. This is what you got to do to get the prices. So we're gonna do await Stripe prices list, and then we're gonna do product, and then product ID. All this is autocomplete, getting autocomplete. That's good. If you know if it autocompletes, that means it's working, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I look at things. That means everything is working perfectly. So we're gonna do a const features. Actually, we don't even need this. We don't need this features thing. Now we're just gonna return a bunch of what we want to grab from Stripe. So we're gonna return our ID because we want our ID. We're gonna return our ID, and that's going to be product.id, comma, and we also want our name, and this is going to be product.name, and then we also want our unit amount, unit underscore amount. And like I said, this is, you can't just do product.prices. You got to do prices.data with the index of 0 dot unit amount, like that. That's how you get the price. And then comma. And then we're going to grab our image, even though we really don't need this stuff. This is a one product website, but I'm just doing this to show you guys. If you guys ever want to create your own e-commerce site with Stripe and Next.js, I'm gonna do product image, product.images, and it's gonna be the first index. Beware though, Stripe, you only can add one image to your product. It's so stupid. There is a way to add multiple products, but it's really complicated. You gotta like, it's really complicated. Currency, do prices, dot data, index of 0, dot currency, like that. Oh, I put currency L. Alright, and we also going to add our description as well, even though, like I said, we're not going to use any of this. Description, but just in case. Product. Actually, we're going to use a description. I'm going to switch it to use it. To product description, like that. Alright, cool. And then last but not least, right before this indent bracket there, we're just going to return all our products, like that. That's it. So now we got our fetch product function, and now let's actually create the rest of our utils that we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and create our format price, and we're also going to create our total price. So it's going to basically add everything up in our cart using JavaScript. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so under utils, we're going to create another file, and this is going to be called format price.ts. And this file isn't too big. We're just gonna do a const format price, and it's gonna take in an amount, which is gonna be a number, and it's gonna return a new ntl dot number format, double quotes, en us, and then do a comma, and then we're going to do a style. Our style is going to be currency, and then comma, and then our currency is going to be USD, and then comma, and then here right after this we're going to do a dot format, and we're going to do amount space divided by 100, and now we're just going to export this. Export default format price, export, like that. All right, so we got our format price, and now let's do our total price. Utils, so total price dot ts. All right, and I'm just going to copy this and paste this one in there. It's like 4 lines. It's not that much. Like I said, we're going to fix the TypeScript errors later, because we're going to have a types folder with all our TypeScript stuff in there. So yeah, total price, and it's just using that reduce function, reduce method that I'm still learning. That thing is really really confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but this is how you this is how we're gonna add all of our items in our cart, even though we only got one item, but this is how you do it. All right, so we got our utils, that's completed, and now let's go ahead and do our cart component. So let's go ahead and make that. So cart.tsx, and let's get started on this. RAFE. All right, so let's go ahead and import all of the stuff we're going to be using. So when you're using Zustand, this is how you import the store. You just do import use cart store, because that's what we named our store, use cart store. and it's going to be from store / use cart store. And then we're going to use the image tag from Next.js. So image Next.js, or next-image. And we also going to use our format price. So do format price from utils. And our total price. So import total price from our utils folder. And we got 2 more imports, but we haven't made them yet. But actually, let's just go ahead and make them now. So inside of our UI folder, actually let's make all 3. We're going to make an add to cart button, a decrement button, a increment button, and also an add to wish list button. So let's go ahead and create all those now. So inside of the UI, create a file. It's going to be add to cart button .tsx, and we're going to create another button. We're going to do add to wish list, button tsx, and also a decrement button, decrement.tsx, and also a increment.tsx. I probably should change these actually. Let's change them to decrement button, just so we can know what it is. Even though, I mean, it's our project, we'll know what it is, but I think it's good to at least name it button. So increment button, decrement button, add to wish list button, add to cart button. All of these are inside of our UI folder, inside of our components folder. So make sure you guys do that. And we forgot to we just need it for these 2. So for the decrement button, go ahead and use that snippet right quick. And also for the increment button, use the snippet as well, just so we can go ahead and import it into our cart. So let's go and import those now. So import decrement button and import our increment button like that. All right, so this is our cart, and let's go ahead and write some JSX, I guess. But before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and we got to do a const cart store equals use cart store, like that. So that way we can call this inside of our JSX. And we also going to do a const total, and this is going to equal total price, and this takes in a value because that's what we did inside of our total price util. So it takes in our cart, and then it reduces it and do all that extra stuff. So this is going to take in our cart store dot cart, all right, and total everything up inside of our cart. So now let's start writing some JSX. So we're going to do a div, and this div is going to have a class name of fixed, a width of full, a height of screen, a top of 0, and a left of 0, and also a BG of black /25, like that, and a z index of 50. All right, so for us to see this, actually, let's go ahead and do that. So let's head over to our navbar, and we have to import the cart here. I guess we can just import it right here. So let's go ahead and import our cart component, and then for us to see it, we have to I think we got to make a on click on our cart here. So find the cart, which is here, and this is why I added the div around here, and we're going to add an on click. But first, before we actually do that, it's always something we got to do, right? we got to import our use cart store as well here. So let's go ahead and import use cart store like that. And we got to call it inside of our component somewhere. Let's do a cons use cart store, or just cart store actually. Cons cart store. And this is going to equal use cart store like that. All right. And now we can play around with this. So on this div, we can do a on click. And what we can do is, we can do use cart store, or maybe I'm trying to remember this without looking. Cart store dot toggle cart like that. So I think that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, cart store dot toggle cart. So that's what we're gonna do here. And we're getting a little error. That's just my computer. So let's head over to the cart now. And what we're gonna do is on this div, we're gonna have an on click. And this is also going to toggle our cart as well. So we're going to do cart store dot toggle cart like that. So with that, now head back over to our navbar, and at the bottom, probably right underneath this last div, we're going to render some stuff out conditionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to do let me just go look to make sure. Kind of forgot. I think it's, let's see, app components, navbar. Okay, got it. All right, so yeah, we'll do, so if the cart store dot is open, so if it's not open, basically, we're going to return our cart like this. All right, so yeah, this is called short circuiting. I think that's what this is called. Basically, if this is true, then the second part will happen. If it's not, it will short circuit out, and then this wouldn't even this component wouldn't show. I think that's what this is called, short circuiting. All right, so let's test this out. So now when we click on that, as you can see, it toggles, and I don't know if you guys can see that the screen is going dark. That's because we got a BG of black with the opacity of 25, I believe. So let's head back over to the cart. Yeah, so we got this BG black here. All right, so now let's see what we got to do. All right, so now we're gonna have our actual cart. So this is going to be a div, and this is going to have a class name of BG white, a position absolute, a right of 0, a top of 0, and for medium screens, we want the width to be 2.2 and a fifth, I guess it was, and then a width is going to be 3/4 like that, and the height is going to be screen with a padding of 12, and we're going to do an overflow. Actually, we don't even need that. We need that right there. So let's test this out. I think we'll be able to see this part. Let's see. Yep. So there we go. We got our cart, guys. And then, as you can see, we added this on click to toggle the cart. So when we click on it, off the cart, it closes. But for some reason now, when we click on a cart, it closes. So there's a little trick on that. You can add a on click on this div. So we'll do an on click. I'm going to do event, and this is going to return e.stop propagation like that, and that's a function. So now when we open the cart and we click on this little white part, it doesn't close, but when we click off of the white part, it closes. Nice little trick. All right, so now we can start writing some stuff inside of our cart. So we're going to do a fragment like that. And inside of this fragment, we're going to have a button. And this button is going to have a on click of, it's going to toggle our cart as well. So this gives the user the ability to close out, go back to the store without having to click off the cart. So I think that's pretty good to add. On toggle cart, and this button is just going to say back to store like that. So let's take a look. Now we got back to store, and it goes back to the store. All right, and underneath this button, this is where we're going to map through our products that's added to the cart. So what we'll do is we're going to do a cart store dot cart. And since our cart is an array, so we'll be able to do this map. We're going to do dot map, and it's going to take a product. All right, and we're going to return some JSX. I'm getting some errors. I wonder if, what is this error? Maybe I just got to write some stuff in here. So it's going to return a div. And this div is going to have a class name of flex, a py of 4, a gap of 4, item center, a border bottom, so border dash b. Actually do a border dash b 2, and then we're going to change the color of it. We're going to do a border dash b dash gray. I'm gonna gray 600, and we're also gonna do a justify between and a margin bottom of 5 like that. All right, so let's take a look, and as you can see, we don't see anything. All right, so inside of this div, we're gonna have an image tag, and our image tag is, our source is going to be our product image like that, and the width is going to be 150, the height is going to be 150, and our alt is just going to say man, we only got a Moonlamp product on here, so it's gonna be Moonlamp like that. Hopefully all of the accessibility people don't come at me. All right, so image, and then we're gonna have a h1, and this is going to have a class name of font medium, and this h1 is just gonna have our product dot name. All right, so under this h1, we're gonna have a div. This div is gonna have a class name of flex, gap 2, a justify center, item center, a bg block, /10. So if you guys don't know what the slash is, it's basically opacity, so just changing the opacity of it, and a px of 2, and a rounded of sm like that. All right, and in this div, this is where we're going to have our decrement button, so we can go ahead and just put decrement button like that, and we're gonna have an h2, and this h2 is going to have our product quantity, product dot quantity like that, and underneath this is going to be our increment button like that. All right, cool. So I think that's it for the cart, for that part. So our cart is currently empty right now because we don't have anything in there. So we want like a message to show when the cart is empty. So right underneath this map right here, we're going to render some stuff out conditionally. So we do cart store dot cart dot length. So if our cart store length is greater than 0, we want, actually this is going to be the total price actually. So we have a span, let's see, span like that, and it's gonna have our total, and then we're gonna have our format price in here. So we'll do format price, it's gonna be total like that. All right, and then else, so right after this span, it's gonna be null. All right, so we shouldn't see anything because our cart store length is not greater than 0. So after this one, this is where we're gonna actually have our message to show that our cart is empty. So we're gonna do brackets again, and we have a cart store dot cart dot length is less than 1. We're gonna return some JSX, and this JSX is gonna have a div. This div is gonna have a class name of hfull flex item center and a justify center. And then inside this div, we're gonna have a span that just says your cart is empty. Empty, like that. All right, so we get an error here. Let's see what's up with this. Oh, we didn't do an else, that's why. So else null, like that. All right, so there we go. Yeah, your cart is empty. Nice. And should be nice and centered because we made this class, this div hfull flex item center. And we can style this up a bit. We can do a class name of text LG, a uppercase, a font of bold, and also a white space no wrap, like that. Look nice. All right, nice. All right, so we got our cart, and it's currently empty though. We also need a checkout button as well. So right underneath this, this thing here, we're going to do another. We're going to render something else out conditionally, because we only want our checkout button to show when we got obviously products in a cart. So same thing. We're going to do a cart store dot cart dot length is greater than 0. We're going to return a button, and this button is going to have a class name, a bg primary, a py of 2, margin top of 4, a width of full, a rounded of md, and a text of white, like that. And this is just going to say checkout, like that. All right, and obviously we're going to have an on click once we add the back end, add an on click to this once we add a back end and stuff, so that way we can have our checkout form show, and it's going to return null. I mean, else is going to be null. So let's take a look. So we don't see anything because the cart is empty. So now I say, since our cart is done, our cart is complete for now. We are going to have to do more work to this once we add a back into it, but for now it's complete. And yeah, I say we go ahead and work on probably the increment button and the add to cart button, so that way we can see our products add to cart and stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so there's a few things we have to do to get this functionality to work before we add our add to cart button. And first thing we're going to do is head over to our page.tsx. So this is our home page, and we're going to import our get products function from our utils. Get products like that. And inside of our home function, we're going to do a const products. I'm going to do a wait get products. That. And since we're using a wait, we got to change our home component to a async. That. All right, cool. So instead of us rendering out our product component like this, we want to pass it our products. So that way we can pass our add to cart button, all of our product details, our decrement button, and all that stuff, all of our components. And the reason why I have to do it like this is because with Next.js, you got server components and you have client components, and you cannot import a client component inside of a server component. You can only, actually other way around, you cannot import a server component inside of a client component. So for this to work, this is the only way that I got it to work. I'm pretty sure there's probably hundreds of other ways to do this, and plus we only have one product on our site, so I think this is probably the easiest way to do it. So instead of us rendering out like this, we're going to do some JS, do a fragment, and we're gonna do brackets, and we're gonna do products dot map. So we're mapping through all of our products, which is just one. And we're gonna take in our product like that, singular, and we're just gonna return our product component like that, and we're gonna pass it all of our products. So let's do dot spread operator product like that. And we also need a key. Let's do a key, and this is going to be our product.id like that. All right, so with that, I don't think our component should even change at all. So let's refresh. So it looked like it did change, did it? Oh, no, it didn't. So we're getting 2 errors. So now with that, we're getting a hydration error. To fix this error, there's actually a fix to this. We're not going to fix it right now, actually. Just leave it there. But if it's bothering you, there is a fix, and we're going to fix it. Trust me. All right, so that's that. So let's head over to our product now. And now we're taking in a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and fix this up now. If I can find it. I thought I had it open. Guess I don't. Product there. All right. So now we're taking in some props. And the props we're taking in is the name. We're taking in an image. We're taking in a unit amount. We're also taking in an ID. We're taking in a description. And we're also taking in a quantity as well. All right, so this is all the stuff that we're taking in from that spread operator that we just did. So here over top of our, actually let's do it in between here. We're going to do a const product data, and it's just going to be all of this stuff. So let's just copy this. Let's copy all of that. So product data is just equal this object there, and that way we can pass this product data to our add to cart button that we're going to add. So let's head over to that right quick, and let's go RAFE just so we can go ahead and import it to our our product. And let's import it here. So import add to cart button. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and put that add to cart button in a phone call. All right, so it's going to be, it looks like it is right under this p tag here. We're going to have a div, and this div is going to have a class name of flex, a justify of center, a item center, and a gap of 5. So this is going to hold our add to cart button and also our add to wish list button. So add to cart button, and I don't think we REFE our wish list yet. All right, let's head back over to our product, and let's go ahead and import that here as well, or we could just auto import it actually. So we're gonna have add to wish list here, add the wish list button like that. All right, nice. So we gotta add the wish list cart, we gotta add the cart button and add the wish list button. So now we can go ahead and pass it these all of this data here, so using this product data that we made there. So to do that, we're just going to do the same thing. We're gonna use the spread operator, and we're gonna do dot 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 product data like that. All right, so now let's head over to our cart. I'm gonna open it up here, and let's start writing some JSX, but we do have to make this a use client because we'll be adding the on click and stuff. And we also got to import our use cart store, and that's it for now. We're going to come back to this later on and import some other stuff, but for now this is good. So now that we pass it the prop, so it's gonna be the same exact thing. It's gonna be that object, so name, image, unit amount, ID, description, and quantity. And now we can call a cart store inside of our component. So we're gonna do a const cart store equals use cart store like that. Now let's write some JSX and start styling our button. So we're gonna do a fragment, and we're gonna do a button that, and this button is just gonna say add to cart, obviously. Add to cart, and let's start styling this up a bit. So we're gonna do a class name of my12, a text of white, a py of 2, a px of 6, a font medium, a rounded MD, and a BG of primary like that. Let's see how that looks. Okay, there we go. I was about to say that looks doesn't look like the button I made. All right. I think we should probably do BG secondary. Let me just take a quick look in our Tailwind config. 7.7. So yeah, 7.7 is secondary. We might have to go back and fix some of the other stuff as well. Secondary. All right, so BG secondary, I think that looks better. A little bit lighter. Actually, the primary looks a little bit better actually. Let's do BG primary like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and add our on click. So we'll do on click, and this is where the magic is about to happen. We're gonna do cart store dot add to cart, and we're gonna pass it in all of that data that we had. So our name, actually, so we don't gotta do one of these. Hold on. I think I did too many. Let's see. Let's just paste that in like that. All right, so maybe so we can pass it our name, our image, this unit amount. So yeah, I think this is right. All right, so now with that, let's test this out. So let's go ahead and add it to the cart. So we pressed it, and let's go up here to our cart, and we see it right there. Nice. As you can see, we getting some errors here. Our decrement button and stuff is off as well. It says not a number, so we gotta make sure we go back and fix that and see what's the problem with that, but it's working, which is good. To clear our cart store, we can go to inspect, click on application. I think it's application, or maybe not. Hold on. Maybe memory. I think my mouse is about to die. Let the cart store would be here. Local storage. Oh, there we go. So click on local storage and then localhost 3000. So this is our cart store. As you can see, it shows wireless, Moonlamp, and it shows the image and the files and all that stuff. So to just delete it for now, because we don't have our decrement button in place, you can just go ahead and delete. So now it's deleted from our cart store. So once we refresh, our cart should be empty now. Yeah, so just make sure when you click add to cart, it should work. Ignore the way it looks now. We're gonna go back and fix all of this stuff. But yeah, so that's it for that. Now I say we go ahead and work on our decrement and increment buttons. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are getting 2 errors, and it's the little hydration thing. I was sitting here trying to debug and see why we're getting not a number there, but I figured we'll go ahead and work on that hydration error that we're getting. And to fix that, we have to make a component. Make sure you don't make it inside of the UI components. We're going to do a hydrate component. We're going to just do hydration tsx. All right, and here we're gonna, this is going to be use client, because we're going to import use state and use effect and React node as well for TypeScript. React node, we're going to do use effect and use state as well, and this is going to be from React. All right, and we're going to do an export default function hydration, and this is going to have children like that. And for TypeScript purposes, because this is going to be children, trying to remember how to do this. I think we do it like that, and then we do brackets. So we'll do children is a React node like that. There we go. All right, and then in here we're going to set some state. We're going to do const is hydrated, and then set is hydrated, and this is going to equal use state, and default value is going to be false. All right, and I'm going to do use effect, and this is just going to set is hydrated to true like that. And we also need a dependency array like that. And then here we're going to return some, we're actually going to return some JSX, and this is like the little loading screen. I did some practice with this on, I forgot what project, but you can actually add React spinners, I believe, to this and have like a nice little loading effect. I did it for one of my projects. So we're gonna do fragment, and we're gonna render some stuff out conditionally. We do so if it is hydrated, we're gonna return our children like that. But else, this is where we're going to return that loading screen. So we're going to do a div, and this div is going to have a class name of hScreen, flex, item center, a justify center, and an MX of 0. All right, and I don't think we gotta add this MX of 0. Now I think about it. And in here, I have a H1, and this is just gonna say loading like that, dot dot dot, like that. And this, you can style this up a bit. We can do a class name, text 3XL, a font of bold, and a text primary like that. All right, so let's all right, we're getting an error here. Oh, we forgot to do our, oh, we already did our else. Hold on. Oh, okay, I see the issue. We don't got a closing fragment on there. All right, so with that, let's actually restart our server, because we haven't restarted it in a while. npm run dev, and now let's take a look at this. So we should see like a loading screen. Oh, we forgot the we won't see it actually. We have to head over to our layout and import it here. So import hydration from our components, and we're gonna wrap our entire, I think we just wrap our body and our nav. So hydration like that, and so I think it's like that. I think we do that. So now we see we got the errors here, so we shouldn't be getting these errors anymore. Let's refresh, and as you can see, it says loading, loading, and now it works. And I don't know why it's not centered though. Hold on, let's head back over to our hydration. Oh, that's why. H screen. There we go. All right, so let's refresh. There we go. Nice loading screen, loading, and bam. All right, so those errors went away. Let's check our cart. So we're still getting not a number there. That is so weird. I gotta figure that out. But I guess we'll work on our decrement and increment button for now. So let's go ahead and do that actually. So inside of our navbar, actually inside of our cart, we're going to pass down some props to our decrement and increment button, and we're just going to pass the product. So same thing, I believe we still do the spread operator. So we do product like that, and then same with our increment, product like that. All right, so now head over to our components, UI, and our, let's do decrement first. So it's already got that one open. And we're gonna import a few things. Let's import use cart store. We're gonna import bi minus from React icons /bi. All right, then we can remove that. All right, so same thing, we gotta call our cart store. So call cons cart store equals cart store. Oh, use cart store, sorry. Like that. And now we can write some JSX. All right, so this is going to return us a button. And inside this button, this is gonna have an on click first of all. We gotta take in our props. So we're gonna take in product, take in our product, and let me see. I don't think we were supposed to use the spread operator there actually. Let's see. Let's head back over to our cart, and I don't think we're supposed to use a spread operator here. think we'll just send it over the product like that. And then head back over to decrement. So this on click, we're going to do cart store dot remove product, and it's going to remove all of that stuff. So we're going to remove our ID, and it's going to be product dot ID. So make sure you do a comma, and then we're going to remove our unit amount, unit underscore amount, and that's going to be product dot unit amount, comma, and our quantity, that's going to be product dot quantity, and our name, it's going to be product dot name, and our image, and then product dot image, like that. All right, and so that's that. So inside of this button, we're just going to have our bi minus that. So let's see if this works. Let's refresh. Computer starting to run slow again. Might gotta restart. Let's close out of this. We got too many windows open. All right, so we got an error on our cart. Let's head over to our cart. And it's look like it is up here somewhere. What the hell? Unexpected div. Token div JSX. Let's see. Let's take this off. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. Oh, that's why. Look at this. We just got product. Oh my god, that is so... I cannot believe that. We got to do product equals to that, and then product equal to that. We can't just... You can't just send it over like that. Alright, so that should work now. Alright, so let's test this out. So we got our decrement button, we hit it, and now the cart's empty. Nice. And let's go ahead and add it back, and let's click it a few times. So once we click it, so that was the whole reason of that function. So once the item is already in the cart, instead of it re-adding over and over again, we'll see it multiple times, it just increments the quantity. So let's click it 5 times, 6 times, 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, and now, oh, I clicked it 7 times, so now we see 7. And let's do a decrement, and now you can see that it's decremented, and but once it hits 0, that's when the cart is empty. Nice. So we got our decrement button working. Ignore all of the TypeScript errors. We're going to come back and fix those here in a few. So you're going to see errors on everything, but we're going to come back and fix those. All right, so let's go ahead and do the increment button. And to be honest, we can actually probably just copy this whole entire thing and just switch over some stuff. It's kind of the same thing. So instead of bi minus, we're going to do ri add fill, and then change the bi to ri, and this is also taken in a product. And to fix this TypeScript error here, I guess I already fixed it on, so might as well just fix this one. We're going to do an interface increment prop type, and this is just going to take our product. I probably shouldn't have did this actually. Let's not do this yet. We forgot to do our types. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, we forgot to make our type folder. So like I said, we're gonna come back and fix this stuff. All right, so we got our cart store, and instead of remove product, we're gonna do cart store dot add product, add to cart, and same thing, all this stays the same. And then down here we'll just have our ri add fill like that. All right, so let's test this out, see if this works. So let's go ahead and add it. Add it a few times. There we go. And we got our decrement and increment button. So once we increase, it goes 4, 5, 6. It just keeps going forever. So we got to figure out this total, why this total isn't working. I got to go back and look over the code. But this is how the cart looks. For some reason, this is a little bit darker than what it's supposed to be actually. So let's head back over to the cart. And for the border bottom, where is that at? Border bottom 2. But maybe not gray. 600. Let's do like 400. A little bit too light. Yeah, maybe that looks better. Let's do 300. Yeah, I think that looks better like that. All right, cool. All right, so now I say we probably work on a wish list, or probably start fixing some of these TypeScript errors actually, because there's just too many errors. So let's go ahead and create our types folder, create all our types, and then start fixing some of these TypeScript errors. And then we also got to figure out why this is showing not a number. All right, so I figured it out, guys. It actually wasn't nothing wrong with our code. I'm working on a ton of projects, so I had a bunch of stuff inside of my local storage. So I just deleted everything in there, the cart store, the wish list store, which we haven't even created yet. It was for another project, and a bunch of other things was in there as well. So I deleted that, and I got it working. So if you add it to carts, yours has been probably already working. But yeah, I set it to $1. I was just playing around with it. So while we're here, we can actually edit this a little bit. So we got our name, and we can head over to our code actually under product. And I still have all the errors, don't worry, I just closed it out. But once I open up the file, that's when the error is going to show. So we can actually type in, oh, we don't even got a description, but we can just copy this description, and in here, instead of it being a description, we'll just do a description like that. And it's going to be this description. We can just copy this lorem over here just like that, and change the price back to $29.99, and let's go ahead and save it. And now we can close out of this, and let's just make sure it didn't change anything. Refresh. All right, our lorem's still the same. Add to cart. Then did it save the price? I don't think I saved it. I think I closed out before it saved. That sucks. Let's go back. Let's go back to Stripe and sign back in. Products, product catalog. Oh, the price is still here. Maybe it just didn't update yet. Maybe I have to, since I changed the price, maybe I have to clear out my cart store again. So head back over to applications, or instead of doing all of this, actually, it should just clear out once I go down to 0. All right, so cart store. And it's still there in my catch, but I think once I add it from here, it should change the price. Yep, nice. So we got our price, and once we increment, it goes up, and using that reduce method inside of our total price utils, is adding up our total, and everything is accurate. So really nice. Happy about that. All right, so now I say let's go ahead and create all our types. So inside of the root folder, we're going to create a folder called types. All right. And we're going to have 2 types in here for now. So we're going to have a cart type, cart types .ts, and we're also going to have a product type .ts. All right, and I'm just going to copy this over from here. We don't got to copy it all. So this is the product types right here. So our name's going to be a string, image is going to be a string, unit amount can be a number or a null, ID can be a string, quantity it's obviously a number or 1, description is a string or null, and then for cart types, I'm going to copy this over, paste that in there. Name is a string, image string, ID string, quantity number or 1, and unit is number or null. All right, nice. So we can close out of these. We shouldn't have to open those back up. And now let's start fixing some of these errors, I guess. Let's start with the used cart store, because it's a bunch of errors in this. So here we're going to import our cart type file. So let's go to import cart type. That. And for item, this is going to be a cart type. That. And this item as well, cart type. And for our cart, it's going to be a cart type like this, but also an array like that. So with that, we shouldn't have any errors on our used cart store for now. And our page, we can ignore those for now. Our product, so this is going to be our product types here. Let me go open this up. So we're going to go ahead and import product type. Product type. And all of this stuff is just product type. Product type like that. All right, so that got rid of all of our errors in this. And I think it actually got rid of the errors in our page as well. So layout has no errors. Global got those errors. There's a way to get rid of these. I forgot how to do it. But those are fine. Product doesn't have any. Parallax is good. Navbar, I believe, had some. Maybe not. Hydration doesn't have any. Hero doesn't have any features. Should be good. Cart may have some. Maybe not. Increment definitely has some, and I believe like all of our buttons have errors. All right, so this should be the same. This should be easy. So we're going to import product type. Product type, and all of this is product type like that. All right, so that got rid of those, but it's saying description, something with description. I don't know what's up with that. Description. Let's head over to product type right quick. Description. Make sure I spelled it right. Description. Okay. All right, let's see where we're passing this, the props. So we're passing it the props through our cart. No, our product, sorry. And description is there. And description is there. All right, well, assignment type, name string. Assignable cart type. Maybe we were supposed to switch this to cart type. Actually, let me check. Okay, I see. So this doesn't even need a description in here. So we can actually remove description. Like that. So yeah, we don't even need description in there. Alright, so cool. That's good. Add the wish list. We didn't create yet. Product. There's a way to fix this. So we're gonna do a interface. But before we do the interface, let's go ahead and import our product type. Product type. And we're gonna do an interface. And you can just name this whatever you want. I'm gonna name it decrement prop types. And we're just gonna do product type, like that. All right. And here we're just gonna do decrement prop type, like that. So the reason why we had to do this, because I think if you just try to add this product type to it, you're just gonna get an error. Let's check. Import product type. So yeah, if we try to do it like this, like we did the other ones, it won't work, as you can see. So we got to do it the way we just did it inside of decrement with the interface. So I'm gonna copy this, get over to here, and just change this to increment prop types. That. And same thing, product type, and we just changed this to increment prop types. So there we go. File's looking clean now. We do have some here as well. To fix this one, I believe it is cart types. Let me just check. So we're gonna do import cart types. And our cart is going to be a cart type, so it's going to be an array. And I believe that's it. So that got rid of all of those, and I think we got all the errors. Let's just go back and look. For now, yeah, I think we're good. So with that, let's just check our project, make sure everything is still working. Add the cart. And we got that. Nice. Nice. All right. So I said we go ahead and add that number on top of here to show like how many items is in our cart. So let's head over to our Navbar. And that's really easy to add. All right. So right underneath our cart, where is it? So right underneath this div here, actually inside of the div. So we did cursor pointer. Oh, we didn't even do cursor pointer. So let's give this a class name of cursor pointer. And position relative, like that. All right. And just close out of this. And now underneath our cart, we're going to do cart store dot cart dot length. So if is greater than 0, and so this is the little short circuit thing I was talking about. We're going to return a span. And this span is going to have a class name of BG primary, a text of white, text small, font bold, a width of 4, height of 4, a rounded of full, position absolute, a left of 2, a bottom of 3, flex, item center, and I believe a justify center. Justify center. Why is it not? There we go. All right. And this in here is just going to be our cart store dot length, dot cart length, like that. All right. So with that, we should see, let's go ahead and add the cart. Should see our number there. So we got one item in our cart, and we only have one item on our website. So I mean, it's just going to be one. I mean, we could probably rewire this to be the quantity of it, but then we'll have that number just going up. Yeah, I don't think we should do that. Yeah, I don't think we should do that. Let's see, product, cart, map. Yeah, I mean, we probably could, but let's just keep it like that. I think that's better. If you guys want to add more products, really easy to do. Just head over to Stripe and add more products. And the styling and everything will be the same. And the cool thing is, you know, you just add it. You got all these reusable components. You just add the cart to it, and you add the wish list and everything. And yep, you can add more products if you want. So now I'm trying to think. We can either finish up the home page. We can do the contact section, the frequently asked questions, and also the footer, and then we'll work on a wish list. So yeah, I think we'll do that now. I say we'll go ahead and do the frequently asked questions section. All right, so under components, let's create another file. It's going to be FAQ for frequently asked questions .tsx. Okay. RAFE. We can delete delete the import for React, and then head back over to our page just so we can see it. And right underneath our fragment there, we're just going to import FAQ from components, and now we should see it here right underneath our product. Give it 1 second. Might gotta reset. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. So first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put use client, because we'll be using use state in this. Use client, and we're gonna import use state from React. We also gonna import some React icons, the plus and minus icon. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy over from here. So it's FA plus circle and FA minus circle. I got confused there for a second. And then we also going to be using framer motion. We're going to import motion from framer motion, and we also going to import animate presence, and this is coming from framer dash motion. All right, so let's set some state here, because we're making an accordion for this frequently asked questions section. So we need to set some state. So we're going to do a const, and we're going to do active question. Active question, and we also going to do set active question, and this is going to equal use state, and the default is going to be null. Okay, so for TypeScript purposes, just so we just go ahead and eliminate the upcoming error in between use state and null, we're gonna just put, it can be a number or it can be null. like that. Just so, because it's going to be an error once we finish writing this code. All right, so right underneath here, we're going to have our array of questions and answers. And I'm just going to copy it from here. It's going to be, let me just go ahead and show you guys. Let me paste it in here. So you're going to need an ID. You're going to have your question and you're going to have your answer. So I think I did 5 questions. Wait, did I copy them? Oh, okay. I forgot to put the little bracket down here. All right, so yeah, just make out an array of questions and answers and make sure you have an ID. Really easy. If you guys want, you can pause the video and just copy these same exact questions and answers. I was bored and didn't know what to write for these. How many years does this lamp last? We would hope a lifetime, but you never know what could happen. Yeah. All right, so let's write some JSX now. And so first thing, we're gonna have a div, and this is going to have a class name of margin bottom. Actually, it's gonna have a class name of width full and a py of 5. All right, and then in here we're gonna have our normal div. I probably should have made a container inside of the Tailwind because we keep rewriting the same exact like container for everything. So we're gonna do width 89%, a margin of auto, a max width of 1400 pixels, and we also want to do a shadow MD, a rounded of LG, a P of 8, so padding of 8 all around, and a BG of our background, like that. All right, so let's see if we can see this. We probably can't see this actually because we didn't do like a height. Okay, we can see it a little bit. So there we go. Nice. All right, so in here we're gonna have a H2, and this H2 is gonna have a class name of text 2XL, a margin bottom of 6, and a font of semi bold, like that. And this is going to say frequently asked questions, like that. All right, let's see if we can see it. Nice. All right, cool. All right, so now we're gonna map through our questions and return some JSX. So make sure you do brackets, and then we're gonna do questions dot map, and we're gonna take in a question, so we can just put Q and write that. And now we're gonna return a div, and this div is gonna have a key, because when you're mapping with React, you always got to put a key. So it's gonna be our QID, and it's also going to have a class name of margin bottom 4, and last is going to be MB0. So what this does is basically on the last child, I believe, we want a margin bottom of 0. So this margin bottom of 4 is going to affect all of the children except for the last child. All right. And inside of this div, we're going to have a button with a class name. It's going to be a long class name here, so make some space. Let me just come down a little bit. So this is going to have a class name of width full, a text of left, a text XL, a focus. I saw focus, right? A focus of outline none, a padding of 4, a BG of gray 400, actually gray 100, sorry, a rounded of LG, a shadow of MD, flex, and I believe it should be justify center. Let me just make sure. Actually, you're just going to do justify between and item center. So justify between and item center, like that. And it's also going to have an on click to this button, and our on click. So we're going to do a return set active questions. Actually, we're going to return a ternary operator. So yeah, set active questions. So let's remove that and do parentheses, and then we're going to do set active questions. I did it wrong, sorry. So we're gonna do set active questions, and then in here, this is when we're gonna do the ternary operator. So we're gonna do active question. So if active question equals our q.id, just scroll down some. We're gonna return null. Else, we're just gonna return our q.id, like that. All right. That's that, and inside of this button, we're gonna have our q.question, like that. Let's see if we can see it. As you can see, there we go. We got our questions popping up, and now we're gonna render some more stuff out conditionally. So do another bracket, and we're gonna do active question. Active question, so it equals our q.id. And return some JSX. We're going to return our FA minus circle, like this, and then else we're going to return our FA plus circle, like that. All right, so let's see. So that should be right over here on the right, on this left side here. There we go. So when we click, as you can see, it goes plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay. All right. So this actually can take some class names. So let's do a class name. Class name of text XL and text primary, like that. All right, so let's see if that works. See, it doesn't work. I knew it. I knew you cannot put class names on the inside of this. So what we can do is we can wrap this around a div. I just wanted to try that right quick. What we can do is wrap this inside of a div, or we could probably, yeah. Let's wrap side of a div like that, and then what we can do is do a class name of text primary, and now it should affect that. Oh wait, that was minus. Wait, you probably can. Let me go back. Let's go back right quick. Wait, I'm doing way too far. Let me redo. Alright, let's just go plus circle. Alright, and let's put a class name on this. Class name. And this is going to equal text XL and text primary. Alright, so let's see if that works. Wait, it does. Okay. Wow. So this whole time I've been putting divs around the React icons because I didn't know you can put class names in here like that. Wow. Okay. So yeah, on my code, I got the div around it. I just wanted to try this out because somebody told me that you can, and yeah, apparently you can. So yeah, let's put this class name here as well. And we probably don't even need text XL because I believe it's already, yeah, it's working perfectly. Wow. Let's remove text XL. I don't think we need this. Let's just make sure. Remove that. Okay, we probably do. Did it get smaller? Or is it just me? Okay, maybe it's just me. Alright, so it didn't get smaller. Let's just remove them. Oh my god. Why is it? Alright, so just copy this class name over to here. I apologize. Alright, let's just keep it like that. That looks nice. Okay. Alright, so underneath this button, now we want to have our answer show, but we also going to be using framer motion because we don't want it to just jump right to the answer. We want like a nice transition. So we're going to do animate presence like that. And we're going to wrap our code into this, and we're going to render some stuff out conditionally again. Active question, if it equals our q dot id like that. And so this is we're about to short circuit again. So we're gonna return a motion. Let me just write yeah, let's do motion dot div like that. And in here we're gonna do our initial. So it's gonna be our initial animation. Make sure you do double brackets, so the opacity is going to be 0 and our height is going to be 0. All right, like that. So that's our initial, and now we need our animate. Double brackets again, and our animate is going to be opacity. It's going to be 1, and our height is going to be auto like that. Opacity. Am I spelling opacity right? Initial opacity 0. Okay, I think because we need an exit, so do exit like that, and double brackets again, and it's gonna be opacity going to be 0, and our height is going to be 0. That. All right, so we're getting an error here, and I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, I see why. We're not inside of this motion div, so I gotta go inside of here. Let me just fix this right quick. All right, so height 0. All right, so yeah, I gotta go inside of the bracket there. So opacity, motion div, opacity, animate, gotta be equal, and there we go. All right, cool. All right, so that's that. And sorry about my game on in the back. My son was playing. So motion.div, and in here we're just gonna have a p tag, and it's just going to be our q.answer like that. Answer like that. And I believe that is it. Let's take a look. And once we click, it shows our answer, and it also shows that nice little effect. I don't know if you guys can see it like fading away. It looks so nice. I wish I could show you guys without framer motion. I mean, it just jumps right to it. It doesn't look right at all. But we can actually add a class name to this p tag. Let's do a class name of just margin top of 3. So give it a little bit of margin, or maybe probably should add like a padding. But I think that looks good. Nice. All right, perfect. All right, so that's the frequently asked questions section. Let's go ahead and create our contact section. All right, so let's go ahead and create a contact component. Contact.tsx and RAFE like that, and head over to our little page, and right under facts we're gonna import our contact component. All right, so our contact, no imports, just all JSX. So let's go ahead and, I mean, for now, once we add a backend, I do plan on adding email.js, but for now, just all JSX. So we're gonna do a section. Probably should have just did a div, to be honest. And it's gonna have a class name of py10, and same div container that we've been doing. We're gonna do a class name of width 89%. 89%, a max width of 1400 pixels, and a margin of auto, like that. All right, and in here, this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna be our grid. We're gonna do a class name of grid, a grid Kyle1 for the default, and for large screens and up, we're gonna do a grid Kyle3 and a gap of 6. All right. So in here, we're gonna have a div, and this is not gonna take any class names. Then in this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is gonna have a class name of mdflex, mdflex row. For LG screens and up, we're gonna do a justify of start. And then for LG screens, we're gonna do flex call. And also for LG, we're gonna do a text left, like that. And for medium screens, we're gonna do justify between. All right, whenever I'm doing forms, it's like the most styling. Like, I hate doing forms, man. Like the contact section, I hate them. And then inside this div, we're gonna have another div, and this is just gonna have a class name of margin bottom 6. All right, and then in here we have a h1, and this is going to have a class name of text base, a font of medium, and a margin bottom of 2. And this is just going to say email address, like that. All right, let's see if we can see all this stuff. Save it. All right, there we go. We got email address. Nice. All right. Trying to think. Font medium. All right, and then underneath here, we're gonna have an A tag, and the href is just going to be this little mail tool thing. So whenever you click on it, it opens up like the mailbox. I'm just gonna paste this in here, and you could just, I mean, obviously we don't got a like a mailbox set up right now, but all of this is most likely gonna get changed once I add email.js to this. But for the email, it's gonna be support at moonlamps.com. All right, so after this, I say we go ahead and probably copy from this div, this margin bottom 6. Let's copy this 2 more times. Let's copy, and I'm gonna paste it 1, 2 more times. And it's gonna change up a few things. So for the second one, instead of email address, I'm getting an error, connection closed. What the hell? All right, cool. All right, so for the second one, we're gonna do telephone, like that. And you can just type in some random telephone number. But for the href, it's gonna be different. So, but for the number, it's gonna do 123 space 456 7890. And then for the href, that's how you get like your telephone to pop up. So for the href, we're gonna do like that. All right, so that's the telephone. Let's make sure so it looks good. And then the third is going to be the address. Address, we can remove this just a tag for this one, and we can remove the email like that and just have address. And under here we're gonna have another h. We could just do h2 actually, and you can do a class name of text gray 400 and a text small like that. Hold on, for the a tag we were supposed to put this same exact class name, text small, and then here it's gonna make up an address. I just typed in 123 Elon Musk Parkway, Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm just gonna paste that in there. And we actually want to copy this class name here for this h2 and put it on the a tags as well. Put it there, and we're gonna put it here as well. All right, let's take a look at this. Looking good, but I think it's a little bit too light. Now that I'm looking at it, let's do gray 500 for all of them. A little bit darker. 500 and 500. Let me expand this over a little bit. All right, let's take a look at that. Yeah, I think it looks better. All right, so now we need to do our actual form. So 3 divs down from here to this closing div. We're gonna do another div, and this is gonna have a class name of LG call span 2. All right, and here we're gonna have our form. It's not gonna take an action right now, and start writing our inputs. All right, so we're gonna have a div in here first, and this is gonna have a class name of space y of 6. All right, and then in here we're gonna have another div, and this is going to have a class name of grid col 1 for the default, and for medium screens and up it's going to have a grid col 2 and a gap of 6. All right, let's take a look. Probably won't see anything. All right, so now let's do our inputs. So we're gonna have an input here inside of this div, input, and it's gonna take a bunch of stuff, so let's make some space here. All right, so first is gonna be a type of text, and name is going to be name, and ID it's gonna be name. And make sure we put this ID, we're not using it now, but once we add email.js and stuff, we're gonna need all this stuff. So class name is going to be border gray 300, text gray 900, text XSM, text small, block width of full, and a PY of 3. All right, let's see if we can see it. There we go. Nice. All right, cool. And we're also gonna have a placeholder of your name like that. All right, let's take a look. I should see our placeholder. Nice. Let's actually, it's like a little bit too close to there, so instead of padding PY of 3, actually we're gonna keep that. Let's also do a PX of 1. A little bit of space between there. There we go. And that looks better. All right, cool. So we can actually copy this input and just change up the thing. So we're gonna copy it 2 more times. 1 two more times. All right, I'm just going to change up a few things on each one. So this is going to be email. The type is going to be, the name is going to be email, and ID obviously email. For the class name, we're going to do border grade 300. Text, same thing with this one. So this is already all set, just got to change the placeholder. It's going to say your email, like that. Let's take a look at this. All right, so as you can see, we kind of did something wrong here. So this div, this call div here, this is for these two up here. So let's actually close this on the second input. So let's take this and we're going to close this on our second input here, like that. So this grid call 1 and grid call 2, I'm going to close that there so it can look just like this. This is perfect. All right, cool. So the next input is our subject. So the type is going to be text. The name is going to be subject. And the ID is going to be subject. And I believe it's the same exact styling as well, but the placeholder is different. Subject. All right. And now we need our text area. So right underneath this input, we're going to do a text area. Text area, like that. And this is going to take a bunch of stuff as well. It's actually going to take the same styling, so just copy over this class name here, like that. All right, so same as that styling. Let me just put some space here. All right, cool. And the placeholder is going to be your message. And the name is going to be comments. And the ID, or we could just name it message, actually. Message. And then the ID. Oh my god, it's about to make me go all the way over there. Alright, the ID is going to be message. And the rows, we're going to do rows, it's going to be 3. And I show this in every time I'm doing a form. So I mean, I personally don't like it, but the user has the ability to stretch this as far as you can go, literally forever. Like they can just keep stretching it. I don't like that, so I'll take that part away. And you can also add a limit on the characters as well, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll probably do that once we add email.js. But to get rid of that ability to resize the text area, all you have to do is do a style, do double brackets, and do resize of none, like that. And that takes that ability away for them to resize it once it catches everything up. There we go. So you can see they don't have the ability to resize, but once we refresh, it should show the size that I want, which is rows 3. So nice, perfect. All right, so that's that. So that is our text area. And now we need to do another div underneath here. And this is going to have a class name of text right. And in here, we're going to have another input. Actually, yeah, let's do another input. And the type is going to be submit. Yeah, not an input, sorry. I was reading the wrong thing. We're gonna do a button, actually. And it's just gonna say submit, I believe. Let me just make sure. What the hell did I do here? All right, so cool. Let's just do submit like that. All right, and let's do a class name. Class name is going to be py06. py of 4, a px of 6, a rounded, a full, uppercase, cursor pointer. Let's just take a look at this right quick. See what I did here. All right, cool. Cursor pointer, bg should be, let's do a bg of primary, like that. We can see it may be a text of white. And instead of rounded full, we're gonna do rounded LG, like that. I think that'll look better. Maybe not. And let's bring down a PX. PX is top and bottom, so let's bring it down to like 4 as well. I think that's a little bit too. No, X is left and right. Y is top and bottom. Keep it like that. Let's bring this to 2. PX2. Yeah, I don't know what I did over here. I must have didn't push the code right. It's showing like it's not even showing the button. All right, so there we go. I guess we can keep it like that. Submit button. Nice. All right, cool. So now we got to do our footer, and then after our footer, we're gonna go back and fix up a bunch of stuff. We got to fix up our navbar. I want to add some more padding on it. We also got to fix up this section, change all the content on it. Just add more content, and add our wish list as well. So we still got quite some ways to go. So let's go ahead and knock out the footer and get started on the other things. All right, so let's go ahead and make our footer component. Footer.tsx. And instead of putting it inside of our page, we're going to go to our layout and put it here underneath our children. We're gonna do footer. Oh, we forgot to do RAFE. Forgot to export it. So let's go back. Do our little snippet. And page. Footer. All right, cool. So now we should see footer down here underneath our contact section once it catches up a little bit. Oh, oh, there it goes. All right, footer, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. This shouldn't take too long. We do have some imports. We're gonna go ahead and import image from Next.js. We're gonna import our logo from @public /Moonlamp logo, and we're gonna import 5 icons. So let me go ahead and copy this, paste that there. So we got AI fill Facebook, AI fill Instagram, AI fill Twitter Square, and we're using FA Snapchat Square, FA Pinterest Square. All right, so we got all our imports, and let's write some JSX. All right, so we're gonna do footer, and this is gonna have a class name of border top, border T, and a PY of 8. All right, so let's see if that border top worked. There we go. So Tailwind has like this built-in like border thing, so all you have to do is do border top or border bottom, and then this is the default. You can style it up, you can change the width and everything. So yeah, this is the default is 1 pixel. So if you wanted to change the width, you just do border T and then put a number after it. All right, so footer, and we're gonna have a class name div, and this class name is gonna be width full, like that. And then in this div, I'm gonna have another div, and this is gonna be class name of flex. And then we have another div inside this div and have a class name of width full. And then in this div, another div, and it's gonna have a class name of flex flex col, item center, and justify center, like that. And in here we're gonna have our image, so it's gonna be our logo. src is going to be logo, width is going to be 200, height going to be 200, alt is just going to be logo, and this will also have a class name of margin top 2, like that. All right, cool. And then after that, let's see how this looks first. So it should be nice and centered there. Nice. All right. After this, we're gonna have a UL, and this UL is gonna have a class name of flex, justify center, margin top of 8, and a gap of 3. All right. And have some LIs in here. In the LI, we're gonna have a div. And we're gonna have our logos in here. We're gonna start off with Facebook, and the size is going to be 25. All right. So we're gonna style this div up, and then we're just gonna copy and paste it 1, 2, 3, 4 more times. Let me just make sure I get all this stuff right. All right, so for this div, we're gonna have a class name of width 11, height 11, rounded, flex, item center, a justify center, a text xlg, a bg of gray 100, a text of secondary, and we're gonna do a hover of text white, and a hover of BG primary, and we also gonna have a transition to this. I think we'll just do transition all, like that. And I think we do have to set a duration. Let me make sure. Actually, we don't. All right, so that's it. We're just gonna copy and paste this a few more times, and then we gotta do the little bottom part. Let's see how this looks first though. Did I save it? Let's refresh. Oh, we're getting internal. I've been getting that lately. I don't know if it's Next.js or what. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. All right, so let's go ahead and refresh. And this is looking really good, man. The file structure, the folder structures, everything looks nice. And once we add a back into it, it's gonna be even more, more files here. But everything's nice. We don't have any errors. I didn't check the console, so we probably gotta check the console before we end this video. Make sure the console's clear. So let's wait till this load up. If it comes on. I guess while that's loading up, we can go ahead and copy this LI a few times. Right. And just paste it 1, 2, 3, 4 more times. Let me just scroll down and see if this is how I want it. Nice. All right, perfect. So now we just got to change the logos. So let's start at the top. I'm gonna do AI fill Instagram for that one, AI Twitter Square, and I believe the last two was FA Pinterest, and FA Snapchat. All right, and that actually looked like the Facebook logo, the color and everything. It's crazy. All right, cool. We got all our logos there. And now we need this little bottom part. So right underneath this UL, I'm gonna have a P. And this is just gonna have a class name of margin top 8. And we're gonna take this little copyright icon. I'm actually just gonna copy all of this. This one right here. And just paste it. So you can get this copyright icon. Let me see if I can remember. I believe it's like an copy or some shit, or an copy. I forgot what it was. It's like a little HTML thing you can do, and I thought it was like and copy. Let's see if that works. Oh, that don't work. It was something that you can do. I forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it's something similar to that. But yeah, so just go to Google and get that copyright little symbol there. And that is the footer. That's it. We don't have to do anything else to the footer. It looks nice. Alright, so there are a few changes that we do have to do before we start the wish list. I just want to get all of that stuff knocked out, so that way once after the wish list is done, we can just end this video and tune in to the back end. So let's fix up this section here. I actually did some content for it for my project. Let me go to it. Features. All right, cool. So this should be pretty easy to do. Let's head over to features, and we're going to import a bunch of icons. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste from here. Move my mic up some, and we'll keep the battery icon. All right, so we're going to import BS battery charging, IO color palette, AI fill GIF, AI fill safety certificate, RI wireless charge and fill, and FA reg light bulb. So pause the video and just import all of these from React icons, and make sure you guys are putting a /RI/AI. I'm not sure if there's like a faster way to, or a better way to like import all of this at once. Probably is, but this is how I've been doing it. So yeah, let's go ahead to each one. So battery life stays the same, but I actually came up with some content for it. Some instead of alarm, we actually did some stuff for it. So charge, I don't know why this is like that. All right, so craft it with precision. Our Moonlamp radiates soft ambient lights and lasts for hours on a single charge. All right, so I think that looks nice there. And battery life stays the same. And I think I changed the size of the icon as well. So let's do size 25, like that. Make the icon a little bit bigger. All right, cool. And let's go to the second one. The second one is, instead of battery life, we use 16 color variations. 16 color variations, like that. And this icon is our IO color palette with the size of 25. All right, and we also got a little paragraph for this as well. Copy and paste it. Paste that in there. It's already looking better. All right, and for the third one, we did perfect gift. I don't know how that can be a feature, but I mean, it kind of is, you know. Perfect gift. Perfect gift, and we used our AI fill gift with the size 25 as well. That, and copy over the paragraph of this. So just pause the video and type this in, or you guys can come up with your own little paragraph. It's not that big of a deal. All right, cool. So the left side's done. Let's do the right side. All right, child safety, and this icon is going to be our AI, what is it? AI safety certificate. AI fill safety certificate. And make sure you put the size 25. And this also has a little paragraph. They all do. I don't know why I keep saying it. All right, paste that in there. All right, let me move this. All right, and this one is 100% wireless. And the icon for this one is RI wireless charge and fill. And the size is going to be 25. All right. Copy over this. All right, last but not, wait, was that the last one? No, we missed one. There's one we missed. Okay, we missed this one here. I was about to say, hold on. Okay, we missed this one. So this lorem needs to go to this one. So the middle one is bright and dim modes. And this is going to be our light bulb. So FA light bulb, and then the size 25. And then let's copy this. Make sure I didn't get them mixed up here. Hold on. Oh, forgot to put the closing thing there. I was getting confused. All right, and then this one goes there. All right, cool. All right, so the feature should be done. Let's take a quick look once everything comes back. Nice, that looks amazing. That looks nice. All right, we're on our final stretch. We just gotta fix up the navbar and then add our wish list, and then we'll be complete. I already started to give this video an edit, and it's already damn near 4 hours, man. I've been working on this video for, I want to say, a day and a half now. So yeah, this is a long one, I'm not gonna lie. So let's head over to our navbar, and there's a few things we got to do in here. So let me just see, because a bunch of stuff here. So we want to import use effect, and underneath just our mobile menu handler function, we're going to do a use effect. Once the mobile menu is open. So we're going to do if open mobile menu. I'm going to do document dot body dot style dot overflow y at and then equals hidden. Right, and then else is just going to be the same thing, but I believe we do sunset or auto, not sunset. So we do auto right here. All right, and we also need a dependency array, and it's just going to be open. We're gonna look out for that open mobile menu. All right, so let's test this out. Let's go ahead and resize our window and open, and as you can see, we cannot scroll, which is good. All right, so I'm gonna stay on the mobile screen for now. I'm just gonna probably just bring it up just now. We want to make a function to where the navbar sticks to the top once we start scrolling, and that's really easy to do. We're gonna do another use effect. And we're gonna do a const handle scroll. And this is going to be an arrow function. And we're gonna do if window. So once you do window, you can do dot, and there's a bunch of stuff auto completes with this. I only know a few. I'm gonna do scroll Y, so it's greater than 0. We want to set, oh, we forgot to add our state, so let's skip that part for now. Let's go ahead and add our state. Sorry, I'm gonna do const is scrolling, and then set is scrolling, and the default value for this is going to be false. All right, let me do that, put that here. All right, so inside of our use effect, so if window scroll Y is greater than 0, we're going to set is scrolling to true, and then else we're just going to obviously set is scrolling to false. All right, and then underneath, so I want to say 2 brackets down, still inside the use effect, we're going to do a window dot add event listener, and we're going to listen out for a scroll. So if it's a scroll, it's going to fire off our handle scroll function like that. All right, and we need to, because we're using use effect, if we don't have a return, I think it'll just keep firing this or something like that. So we want to return arrow function, and we're going to return a window dot remove event listener, and we're going to remove our scroll and our handle scroll function like that. And we also need a dependency array like that. All right, so with that, we won't see it working because now we have to render some stuff out conditionally. So for our navbar, instead of py3, I'm gonna remove this, and we're gonna do brackets, and we're gonna do backticks, and let me just make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to, like I said, I wanted the padding to be a little bit bigger. We're gonna do a py of 4 and a width of full. And now we're gonna render that out, render stuff out conditionally. So make sure you do $signs and then brackets. And we do is scrolling. So if it's scrolling, if scrolling is true, our class name is going to be fixed, a top of 0, a BG of white, a shadow of LG, a Z of 10, and then else we just want it to be position relative like that. All right, so as you can see, we got our padding. So once we start scrolling, we should see that it works perfectly. And now we have that scroll, and that looks nice. So I was saying I wanted to change the color of the background of the nav menu. So that's this UL here, I believe. Let's see. Where are you at? BG background right here. So let's see how BG primary looks, or maybe BG secondary like that. See how that looks. All right, yeah, I think that looks so much better. And maybe do a text of white like that. All right, so a few more changes inside of our nav component. So we want the menu links to close once we click on them, and that's so easy to do. You just got to do add an on click to each one, and we're just going to have a function that set our open mobile menu to false like that. So once we click on shop, it should go ahead and close our mobile menu, which is what we want. So let's go ahead and copy this on click to each link. That one's good, that one, and that one. Nice. All right, so last but not least, we need to set up our navigation. So for shop, I'm actually thinking about switching these. So we got shop, more info. Let's change more info to features. Do features like that. I think that's what I put. And for this one, we did shop, so do pound shop. And for this one, we're gonna do pound facts. Actually, sorry, features for this one. Features. This one is going to be pound shop. And last but not least, contact. There we go. All right, so I think that is everything we need. I don't think it should move or anything. All right, cool. So let's head over to our global CSS. I know we haven't been in here since we started the project. There's one little thing we have to do here. So we're gonna do HTML, and we're going to do scroll behavior smooth. So that way, once we click on a link, it's going to be nice smooth effect instead of it jumping to the section. So now we need to add our sections actually as well. So go over to the contact, and we're going to give this a ID of contact. And let's just test it out and see if it's working. Click on this. Oh, it just jumped. 1 second. Let me contact. Okay. HTML scroll behavior smooth. I don't know why I just jumped like that. Let's see. That is weird. HTML. Maybe. I don't think that should work. It should be working, to be honest. Let's or maybe it don't work in mobile. Let's see. But it should work in mobile. Let's see if this works here. Yeah, it's just jumping now. That is weird. All right, well, guess we'll keep it like this for now. We'll come back and take a look at that. Let's go switch back to mobile view. Everything looks good on mobile. That we missed out on one little thing. You see how that one's small and the rest of them are big, so we gotta make sure we fix that. All right, so inside of contacts, we got contact facts. We're gonna do ID. Give this an ID of facts. And features, ID of features, and I believe that's it actually for product. This has to have a class name of shop, ID of shop. Alright guys, so I decided that we saved the wish list for next video because after looking at the code, a lot of it kind of ties into the user. And we don't have authentication yet. We don't have our backend yet, or none of that. So I think it's best to save that for next video when we add the backend, authentication, Prisma, Railway, and all of that stuff. Because you can't have a wish list unless you're signed in or signed up. So we definitely need to add that next video. But we do have a few more changes we had to do to this. I want to change this, because this button's a little bit too big on mobile. So let's head over to there. Let me open it up on my, I don't know why I didn't have. All right, so we're just gonna add MD to this padding, this PY10, and MD to this one. And now we're gonna set up a different padding. So we can do a PY 5 pixels and a PX of 10 pixels, like that. And I think that looks better on mobile. Let's take a look. Once hit refresh, nice. Okay, so yeah, so that's really it guys for this project. Well, the front end. Next video, maybe give it like 4 or 5 days. That's when I'm gonna drop the back end. I just gotta record it. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but I'm sure it won't take 4 hours, because we got everything laid out. We got our cart, we got Stripe payment. We got Stripe already set up. We just got add payments, and we got our layout and everything. So back end shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in to this long video. Hopefully you guys followed along and got the same results. And check out the backend to make this a complete full stack project. I will see you guys next video. Peace.